Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Well, I don't know about this weather. What are we doing to ourselves? It's supposed to be spring, but it's the temperatures have dropped. There's not a very nice forecast coming in. We've had a bit of rain around the place, which is great news for your farming fraternity out there, and it's keeping the garden nice and moist and that sort of thing. But gee, it's been really difficult around the traps to get some decent fishing done. Having said that, we have been out at the time or two on the briny, and different areas are starting to fish really well. Let's have a look at the local trout fishing for a start for you. Well, of course, this water's having a positive effect on the little streams and rivers around the place. They're not flooded or anything like that, but they are carrying a little bit of extra water, and they carry a little bit of extra colour, which makes it easier for you to go out and fool some of these trout around, particularly brown trout. They're a little bit more elusive, they're a bit harder to fool. And with that bit of colour in the water, over the weekend, I think you get the opportunity to go out and have a little bit of a play with these fish, because there is some good ones around. And I'm talking to several guys this week who've been in the shop buying little lures and that sort of thing, helping them with some advice. And the neat thing is they're coming back and telling us some good stories. A guy caught a 4-pounder in the little Rappa stream the other day. Now that's a tiny stream really, in the bigger scheme of things. It's on the way on Rappa Road. If you're heading to from Matamata to the Tauranga, say, just before you start climbing the Kaimais, Rappa Road is on your right hand side. It cuts through the Rotorua Road, and that little stream there is holding some nice fish at the moment. So if you get a chance with the dry fly or even the spinners, great place to take the kids. It's nice and safe. Have a little look around some of the streams like that, because you might be quite surprised how good a fish are just lying in there. Talking to Glenn Skinner in Rotorua, he's been having some good fishing down there, although the traditional fishing at this time of the year hasn't really fired yet. Normally now he'd be into the jigging. Now what's happened, to get jigging going into a good phase, if you like, you need a thermocline that's different layers of different temperatured water on the lakes. Now this is not happening because we're not getting warm enough days to get that surface temperature up around that 18 degrees. So at the moment the fish are all over the place, they're at all different levels. So when you are jigging, it's important to have a good sounder, see what depth the fish are at, get your multicoloured braid out and try and target those depths. Best method at the moment though seems to be, according to him, is the early morning harling. Now that's a good way. You're basically using only one colour of lead, or sometimes just a fast sinking fly line, and troll at the change of light with just that light gear out the back, just on the edge of the weed banks if you can, on that sort of where it drops off into the deeper water. And he's been picking up some beautiful fish doing that. So I think at the moment that'd be the best method. Same sort of thing in Taupo. Talking to my man down there, Ken Duncan. Now Ken's fished that area all his life. He knows it like the back of his hand, and he tells me the rivers at the moment that are doing the damage are the Waitanui and the Tauranga Taupo. I mean, the Tongariro and that sort of thing still holding good fish, but he thinks those two, the Waitanui is a lovely little stream, and the Tauranga Taupo, those two are the prime spots at the moment. So if you get a chance to head down to Taupo, have a look at those spots. Now, frustration aplenty at the moment on the sea fishing, because, literally, where do I tell you to go and fish this weekend? It's very tough. The West Coast is on fire as far as the number of fish goes. There's some really good ones out there. They're in about that 58 metres of water. If you're heading out from Kawhia, it goes slightly south out off Albatross into about 57 metres of water, and out off Raglan, straight out off the bar leads into about 55 to 60. Now the trouble is, we've got a nor'westerly getting up on Saturday up to 35 knots. At the moment out there on the west coast, we've got about 5 metres of sea running, so it doesn't look like over the next few days you're going to get the opportunity to get out there. As soon as you do though, just remember those depths, 57 metres around about sort of just off Albatross Point, and off Raglan around about that sort of 55 to 60 metre mark. Even the Coromandel, now let's have a look at that. That is an area that is starting to fish well because of the warm weather, and the temperatures are just starting to rise, but the water temperature is still around about 16, which is a couple of degrees below what it would normally be for this time of the year. So the fish are still a little bit lethargic. Nor'westerly 35 knots coming around to a westerly of 30 knots, and then southwest of 30 over the weekend. So it doesn't look great, but you should better get some shelter. Head out from Te Kuma, I would say, would be your best shot. Over the hill into the Mercury Bay region and the Bay of Plenty, it's been a bit tough. Evening change of light fishing's been quite good. During the day, out in the puddle and that sort of thing, there's been very strong winds and a bit hard to get a handle on where the fish are, but I'd leave it till the evening. At the change of light would probably be the best bet. We shot out to Moti the other day on the western side of Moti. It was very tough. Went down to the Knoll for an afternoon fish and got some quite nice fish there. Congratulations to Donna Dinsdale and Matamata here, AMI Insurance Office. She got the heavier snapper, so if you see her, ask her all about it. If you'd like to win a new reel from Kilwell, of course you can get in the draw for the month of November by giving us a call on 0508 647462. That number again, 0508 647462. There's been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.